Boys and girls, welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. In the last episode, we explored the wasteland and then figured out that the combination of restored content in the J. Sawyer Ultimate Edition mods make my life relatively difficult. Getting from Nipton to Novac, especially, it threw a lot of new content that I had never seen before at me, and my god, if you haven't seen last episode, which at the time of recording this, a lot of people haven't, because I think YouTube is like on one of its benders for the day where it doesn't push videos, but whatever. We're in Novac. Today we're going to start doing the quests involving Novac, and specifically I think we're going to talk to Boone, get his quest out of the way, and then do some of the other stuff around here, and then Manny Vargas will get his quest that's going to send us to RepCon, but I think RepCon will be its own episode because there's a lot that goes on at RepCon. So first and foremost, Victor is out here. Everybody else is sleeping. Let's just talk to Victor and see what he has to say.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit if it ain't my old friend from Good Springs.
So in case it's not obvious, in case you've never played the game, spoiler alert, you've had 13 years to play it at this point, Victor is following us from Good Springs to New Vegas on behalf of Mr. House. Which we don't know about Mr. House yet, but we'll learn about him later. Victor is here on purpose. It's not an accident despite what he's saying and playing it off as. He's here on purpose. He's following us and making sure that we don't die because Mr. House needs us.
Likewise, friend, likewise. Is there anything old Vic can do you for?
What are you doing in Novac?
Don't rightly know. I just got the notion to make my way to New Vegas. Reckon I'll find out when I get there.
We can confront him about it. Ultimately, he's just going to play it off. He's not going to say anything, and I don't think there's any speech checks or science checks that would get him to open up, so we're not going to open up any more dialogue. We're just going to say goodbye.
Be seeing you.
And then he is going to pop up randomly if you find him in the wasteland. I don't know if there's another set location you run into him at, but it's the shift change, which means Manny, Vargas, and Boone are both about to be out here in the open, so I figure we might as well just wait for them to cross paths, and I can get both quests relatively simply. While we wait, let's go up and talk to this old gal, Daisy Whitman, who lives in that room there, but I'm not sure if she actually ever goes into it.
Fine weather for flying. It's times like these that make me miss it all.
You were a pilot?
Vertibird pilot. 71 missions and only lost one chopper. Rotor malfunction over Klamath. Hard landing, but I walked away.
What do you do in Novac? I just lives here, I guess.
I help folks strip down the more complicated bits of salvage they bring in. Engines mostly.
Or that.
The bits and pieces we take out are usually worth more than the whole thing put together.
Did you fly for the NCR?
4? No, not exactly. It was a long time ago. Things are a lot different these days, and those days are way behind me.
And that's all she has to say at this.
Watch your 6 out there.
Will do, Daisy. But if you've played Fallout 2, which I think is the game that was referencing, you can actually find her crashed vertibird in the game. I've never played Fallout 2, I've watched people on YouTube play it, but hashtag the more you know. I think the shift change happens at 9 o'clock on both ends of the clock in this, so we might have a little bit of time to kill. Alright, so I waited until around 9 a.m., so that should be the shift change. And I was right. There's Manny. Let's talk to him since he's out.
What's going on, man?
Who are you?
I'm Manny. I'm on security detail here. You see a rifle barrel sticking out of the dinosaur's mouth, you got a 50-50 shot it's me. Otherwise, it's Boone.
Who do you protect your town from? Kind of a dumb question, but let's ask it.
You name it. Anything that comes within 1,000 yards that looks like trouble. Lately, we've been getting ghouls, coming from the road to RepCon out to the west. Quite a few last couple days. The big threat is the Legion coming from the east. If they decide to attack with a full force, they'll run us over. But so far, we've been lucky.
Who is Boone?
Boone's a sniper, same as me. Used to spot for him when we were enlisted with the NCR. After we got out, I talked him into settling down here. So, here we are. I'd introduce you, but we're not so friendly right now.
Why are you on bad terms with Boone?
Me and his wife, we didn't see eye to eye on some things. We had some pretty big arguments. One day, she turns up missing, and he hasn't said a word to me since.
What did you and Boone's wife argue about?
Man, you name it. See, I grew up in North Vegas. Me and my cousins. We were some bad seeds. Got in with a gang. I loved it. Then something happened, and I couldn't handle it anymore. So, I enlisted, earned my future, brought down my best friend to share that future with me. And here was this woman, who was too good for it, trying to take him away. So yeah, I didn't see eye to eye with the bitch.
You were in a gang. Were they tough?
Were they tough? I was in the cons, man. It doesn't get any badder.
I'm looking for a man in a checkered coat.
Sure I know him. What do you want with him?
Shot me.
Doesn't surprise me. The guy seemed like he'd do whatever it takes to get what he wants. Probably makes a lot of enemies. Well, listen, I can definitely help you find him, but I've got problems of my own. Maybe we can do a trade. You need my help. There's something I need too.
What do you need?
Novac, it's home for me now. I want that to be for good. I like it here, and I've left too many homes behind. But the only resource we got here is junk. Without that, people wouldn't have anything to trade. They'd all have to leave. We get most of it up the road from the old rocket test site, but a bunch of ghouls showed up one day and took it over. We can't get in there now.
What needs to be done?
Well, they gotta go, or this'll be a ghost town before long. Doesn't matter to me what you do. As long as the ghouls are out of there, that's good enough for me.
I will see what can be done about it.
It'd mean a lot to me.
Which gives us the quest, Come Fly With Me. And goodbye, Manny.
Yeah, see ya.
Which, that is the quest that's going to send us to RepCon. Like I mentioned, we will do that, not right now. Come fly with me, come fly with me. Now we just gotta go wait for Boone to come out. Go wait for Boone to come out is a dumb sentence, but what we're doing, we're waiting for Boone. And the timings work out, ironically, that they'll probably cross paths at the doorway. Yep. They just awkwardly walked past each other at that door, and now we get to talk to Boone. Who are you? Are you important?
Hey there.
Nope, you're not important. Alright, Boone. You're the guy Manny warned us about, talk.
No offense, but I need to focus on getting more rest when I'm off duty. I'm not sleeping so good. So now's not a good time. If you want to talk, catch me when I'm on duty. I'm up at the Dinosaur after 9 p.m.
Alright, so he's just gonna outright refuse to talk to us until 9 p.m. Fair enough. Unfortunately, I don't have any other things to do in Novac at the moment, so we're just gonna wait. This is odd. I've waited until nighttime and Manny Vargas is going into the dino.
Welcome. Come on in.
And he turned around and walked right back out, okay? And he went right back in. And he's gonna turn around and walk right back out. What is going on with you, Manny? What are you doing, bro? Is it because I'm watching? Are you gonna do the same? He just keeps doing it. What are you doing, bro? Is he stuck in a cycle? Hold on. Is he stuck in a loop, or, like, does he not do what he's trying to do whenever I'm looking? I'm so curious. What happens if I hide? Okay, I guess nothing. Alright, Boone, despite you telling me that you wanted me to meet you here, you're probably gonna give me the spiel about don't sneak up on me.
God damn it. Don't sneak up on me like that. What do you want?
Expecting visitors?
Yeah, I guess maybe I am. But not like you. Huh. Maybe it should have been you I was expecting all along. Why are you here?
The answer to all three of those questions is you literally told me to come find you here, but speech check 41, if you're looking for someone in particular, I could tip you off if I see them.
Yeah, well, you see anybody wearing Legion Crimson or a lot of sports equipment, you just let me know. You still haven't answered my question.
Speech check got me nowhere, but whatever. Just wanted to check out the view, meeting new people, just looking around, meeting new people.
I think you better leave.
Just liking conversation, English.
I don't have friends here.
I'm not from here, Boone.
No. No, you're not, are you? Maybe you shouldn't go. Not just yet.
Why is that?
I need someone I can trust. You're a stranger. That's a start.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to find something out for me. I don't know if there's anything to find, but I need someone to try. My wife was taken from our home by Legion slavers one night while I was on watch. They knew when to come and what route to take, and they only took Carla. Someone set it up. I don't know who.
You're trying to track down your wife?
My wife's dead. I want the son of a bitch who sold her.
What do I do if I find this person?
Bring him out in front of the nest here while I'm on duty. I work nights. I'll give you my NCR beret to put on. It'll be our signal so I know you're standing with him. And I'll take care of the rest. I need to do this myself.
I'll see what I can do to help you out, Boone.
Good. I'll make it worth your while. And one more thing. We shouldn't speak again. Not until it's over. No one in town knows that I know what happened to my wife. Best they never know. Or the Legion will be after me next.
He's not gonna tell us, so goodbye.
Yeah.
Which starts the quest. One for my baby, I think. I wasn't paying attention when it popped up. Yep, one for my baby. So now we are gonna go around town asking everybody about Boone's wife. Let's see if Manny Vargas is still doing his thing. Nope, he's in his house now. So it's the middle of the night, but you know, whatever. Go and do Cliff Briscoe's bungalow because he's closest to the scene. Go wake him up and ask him about something that he has nothing to do with. You got any star bottle caps in here, brother? A lot of dino toys. And a hunting rifle. Good for you, man. What up, Cliff? Let's talk.
Hey there. If you want to buy something from me...
What can you tell me about Boone's wife?
Can't say we spoke much. Boone did most of the buying for him. She was in the store once, but she didn't stay long. Had a look on her face like she'd smelled something sour. But far as I can remember, the gift shop smelled fine. Well, fine as it always does.
He has literally nothing else to say about Boone's wife. Let's ask him about the man in the checkered coat.
Sure, but he didn't buy any souvenirs, if that's what you're wondering. Sounded like he didn't have his money with him. His friends seemed disappointed about it. Heck, I would be too if I found such a fine store and left my money elsewhere.
You are...
Manny might know more about him. Thought he might have been friends with one or two of them. He's up in the dino mouth during the day.
You are a king of upselling. And then, come with me, there's something you should see in front of the dinosaur. That is the option of dialogue you pick if you want to just kill someone off for any reason in particular. Cliff is a good guy. He didn't do it. There's literally nothing anywhere that suggests Cliff would have done it. So we move on to Ranger Andy. Which, Ranger Andy is asleep in his bed. You got any star bottle caps, brother? Nope, nothing of interest. Alright, Andy, let's talk. What is that? DC Journal of Internal Medicine, right, because he's injured.
Hey, welcome. We haven't met yet. You must be new in town. I'm Andy.
What's wrong with Boone? I've never seen that dialogue before.
Had his wife taken. I don't think he'll ever be the same as he was. Damn shame. I told the rangers up at the station to keep an eye out, but there's just too much ground out there for them to cover.
Alright. What can you tell me about Boone's wife?
Carla was a knockout. Whenever Boone walked around with her, he always had this funny grin on his face like he couldn't believe his luck. I know we couldn't. That wasn't the only reason she stuck out, though. That girl never minced words. If she'd had better food or hospitality, she'd let you hear it. Trouble was, she usually had. I don't think she meant it. She really was a sweet girl. I think she just wanted to remind herself that there's still nicer places in this world than Novac. Who could blame her for that?
Andy's outlook on the situation is way too positive. He wouldn't give off any indication that he's the one that did it. And we also just looked around his apartment. There's nothing in here other than standard living in an apartment stuff, so whatever. Again, we can just take him out in front of the dinosaur if we want to. What do you do here, Andy?
Right now, a whole lot of sitting on my keister and counting cracks in the ceiling. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. On better days, I help keep the peace. Boone and Vargas watch the road. I watch the town. Tell myself I'm doing some good.
Did you do something to your leg?
Yeah, twice. Actually, the first time it was more like half my body. Knocked me out of the Rangers. This time, it's mostly just reminded me how useless I've gotten.
What happened?
A few years back, we get a tip that some Legion slavers were holed up in this burnt-out house a few clicks from where we were stationed. We get there and it's deserted. No sign anyone's been there. I mean, nothing. As we're leaving, I hear something behind me. I turn around and there's this kid, just skin and bone, and he's looking up at us and he's scared half to death. Been hiding in a closet.
What did you do?
I go to grab him out of there and I notice he's holding something in his hand. Something metal. He shuts himself back in the closet and that's when I see the grenade he's left by my feet. They do it a lot, the Legion, using kids. They know we'll hesitate. Anyway, that was the first time. Second time, I fell down those stairs in front of the motel, just in case I got to thinking I'd put it all behind me.
Each third of your body is injured, not your mind. You're kidding yourself if you think you're useless.
Huh. People don't exactly line up to find out what's in my head. Can't remember the last time someone suggested I knew something worth knowing. You know, maybe there's something I can do for you. Since you've gone to all the trouble of flattering a crippled old soldier, there's a move we have in the Rangers for knocking an opponent off his feet. Saved my butt a bunch of times, maybe it will for you too. Let me show you how it's done.
New unarmed technique, Ranger Takedown. You've learned the Ranger Takedown special move. Use this technique, initiate your power attack. While moving backwards, you'll drop your opponent to the ground. And for those of you that did not know, you could even unlock that ability. That is how you do it with Ranger Andy. You just have to pick his brain and talk to him. Other than that, were you in the NCR? He's going to say yes and then explain everything that just happened again, so we don't have to. Is this Daisy by chance? Nope. That is going to take us to talk to Novac. If we go talk to Manny Vargas, he is going to... I don't know if he's going to have any new dialogue.
With the ghouls? I'm counting on you.
Let's start off with who would want to hurt Boone's wife.
Man, everybody. That girl didn't have one friend in this whole town. She didn't want any. She wanted to sit in her room all day and make herself miserable, and she went out of her way to be rude. She upset a lot of people. You wouldn't have liked her either.
I don't want to straight up ask him that, but let's just ask him for thorough sake.
Believe me, when I heard the news, my first thought was, I owe somebody big. I figured Boone would come around after a while. But he hasn't. I'm starting to think that if he doesn't find her, things will never go back to the way they were.
Boone is convinced she's dead. So based on that line of dialogue and the way he delivered it, if Manny is the one that did it, he would probably know she's not alive. Just based on circumstance and everything. But since he's asleep now, we can look around his apartment. There's a terminal, and is there anything in the dresser? Really? I can just take that? I mean, if I can just take that, I'm taking it. Anyway. Activate terminal. If you read the terminal, basically that skips the quest for Manny Vargas. You don't have to go to RepCon and do that to get him to tell you where the people that came to town were going, Benny and the Great Khans. You can just read that terminal and find out. There are beds in here. Is that supposed to imply that they slept here? I do not know, but we are still going to do the RepCon thing anyway. Let's see, what else we got here? This is the room I would get if I decided to buy a room here, so it's not in there. What's going on, traders? Let's go just barge into the middle of people's houses in the middle of the night. Look who's here. Alice McBride, let's talk.
What brings you here?
Talk to you. What can you tell me about Boone's wife?
Boone. That's that sniper fella. Works in the dinosaur, right? I only met them but once or twice. They seemed real happy together. I really ought to get to know them better. They're probably nice folk.
So, she is playing it at least like she's never met them or anything like that, so I have no reason to doubt that she's not being sincere with that. What do you think of the people who live here, right?
Oh, we keep to ourselves for the most part. Try not to pry. I think Jeannie Mae gets bothered that we aren't more sociable. But it's just our way. Ain't that we don't appreciate what she's done, managing this town like she has, but I worry she feels that way anyhow. Not that there ain't others who pry around here. That Novac was skulking around our yard last week. I thought he was our cow killer. Was about to lash him with our bullwhip till I saw who it was. He's harmless, though. Part of me wishes I could see things like he sees them, all full of mystery.
How did Novac get his name?
I'm not sure who started it. Wasn't a very nice name, but he took to calling himself by it, so we all had to. I don't even remember what his real name is. Anyway, I think it comes from that expression that people say when you're crazy, that not all of your dogs are barking. Poor No Bark.
Alright, so based on what she said about Jeannie Mae saying that they aren't sociable, we can pretty much rule out that probably both of them are clear, but we're going to talk to Dusty anyway.
Hey there. In from out of town, ain't you? Name's Dusty.
What can you tell me about Boone's wife?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't really know them two as well as I might. I remember she had an edge about her, like she'd rather be someplace else. This kind of life ain't for everyone, that's for darn sure.
So yeah, he's pretty much confirming what his wife said about how they just do not know them.
Oh, I tend to my ranch, that's about it. Alice will tell you, I don't get out a whole lot.
How is business lately?
You must mean what's left of it. Somebody's been attacking our animals at night. We're down to less than half of what we had a few weeks back.
Tell me what you know about the attacks.
Every night around midnight, Alice and I wake up to some crazy hollering and gunshots. You'd think the world was ending all over again. But it's just one animal each night. They don't take it or carve it up or nothing. Just leave it there, all full of holes.
I'll see if I can catch whoever's responsible.
We'd be grateful, especially if you find them before they get my whole stock. But don't go getting yourself killed over it. Alice and I'll find a way to make do. Always have.
Alright, goodbye.
So long.
So, the McBrides can be ruled out about anything involving Boone's wife. What time is it? It is 1:50 in the morning. I think we're a little bit too late for whatever is going on with the cows. So we will revisit that later. That's an unmarked quest for, well, obviously the McBrides. It's an unmarked quest, though. It's not going to pop up in your quest log, but it's a note that you can get rewards from if you want to do it. So next on the progression, I guess, is going to be Jeannie Mae Crawford. She's asleep right now, so let's just take a look around her house and see if there's anything incriminating immediately about sexy sleepwear. Alright. The only item of clothing she seems to have. Nothing under the bed, nothing behind the bookshelf that I can see. So, Jeannie, I'm standing on top of you now on accident. Let's talk.
Hey there. Is everything all right? Awful late to be dropping in unexpected.
You're the only person that has dialogue suggesting it's too late. The only other person that has dialogue like this is, Boone, whenever he tells you not to talk to him during the day. What is wrong with Boone? Nah, we don't care. We know what's wrong with Boone. What can you tell me about Boone's wife?
How should I put it? I guess you could say she was kinda like a cactus flower. Real pretty to look at, but there was just no getting close to her. She never did take to living here. She liked the big lights and fast living of New Vegas. I got the feeling she was trying to get Boone to leave with her, but I guess she got tired of waiting.
You see, everybody else has an inkling of what happened to Boone's wife, and they acknowledge that they're willing to admit that they have an inkling of what happened to Boone's wife. It's not a comfortable topic, I'm sure, but it shouldn't be a secret to most people here that she just went missing. Now, Jeannie Mae Crawford is the one person trying to push the narrative, or at least is talking about the way it happened like she just left. Now, we talked to Boone. We know that just simply is not true. Jeannie Mae Crawford would have no reason to assume she just got up and left. Like, her and Boone appeared to be perfect for each other. Even if she didn't like Novac, why would she just leave Boone? Granted, not a lot was said. What do you have to say about Boone specifically?
Nothing that wouldn't be wrong with any man who loses a wife, I suppose. Poor dear. I know he thinks she was kidnapped, but I'm not so sure she didn't just run off on her own. You could tell she was thinking about it ever since they arrived.
And that kind of plays into what I just said.
Watch out for strangers.
She's the only one so far that has triggered, like, a yellow flag about trying to push a different narrative. Because, like, everybody else that knows anything about what happened, they accept that she was probably kidnapped. So, not only is she the only person that's really accepted that Boone says she was kidnapped, which I don't think anyone else has said, she's also pushing a different narrative. The McBrides, they just openly said they don't talk to anybody, so they don't know what happened. Fair enough. Everybody else has kind of acknowledged that she didn't like being here, but she liked Boone enough to stay here. So, People that have played this game before already know the outcome of this, but we're trying to play it from, like, a new POV. We have to talk to Nobark, unfortunately. I don't. The McBrides already said that Nobark is harmless, so there's probably not really anything that would incriminate Nobark. Like, he's insane, but he's insane in a way that doesn't hurt other people.
Who sent you? I ain't talking. They tried to get me to talk before, but I didn't say nothing. And I don't aim to now, by gum.
I don't mean any harm.
We'll just see about that. You come any closer and I'm liable to stick you with my sticking knife. Old Stick is feeling mighty ornery this day.
We can talk from this distance.
You sure now? It's kind of hard to hear you.
Glare at Nobark.
Okay, just speak up a little. But not so much that they hear you. They got people everywhere, always listening.
Nobark Noonan, one of the best people in this game. What do you know about the abduction of Boone's wife? I'm sure this will be a completely logical explanation.
Seen it all. Seen shadowy folk come to his room and leave again in the middle of the night. Thought one might have gone in the lobby, too, for a spell. Could be that person went in to get something. Or used the John, maybe. Mighty interesting either way, you ask me. I thought it was cannibals, come to eat us all for sure. So I kept out of sight. But now I know better.
We can ask him who it was, but it's just gonna be more insanity. However, it is interesting that Nobark is the only person that has said exactly what Boone said happened, and then he points us in the direction of the lobby, which we will go check after we finish the dialogue with Nobark, assuming it's still nighttime and there's no one there. But Nobark might be crazy, but he's literally the only one that has verified what Boone said happened, so that's interesting. But who was it?
More rat men.
Figured as much.
Come up from the underneath to steal young women with promises of riches and fancy mud mansions with all the latest designer appliances. They covered our lady folks' long hair for wigs, it said, being either bald or balding themselves.
We don't have time to talk to him about this. We'll come back and talk to Nobark again later, but...
If anyone asks, we never spoke.
For sure, brother.
They're here. Don't let them get the antidote. Oh, it's just you. You can't have it either.
I don't want it, man. You can keep it. Keep the antidote. So it's still nighttime. Now that we've talked to everybody, a million things have popped up, and we have to go pick someone to be sacrificed to the Boone god. But Nobark, like I said, the only person who completely verified everything Boone said, so his statements have some validity. He said to go check the main lobby. So we're gonna do that. So, lights on, drop box, envelope, first aid box, there's no one here, taking it. Coffee machine, toaster, vending machine, I can just have what's in here for some reason. Nothing in there, then there's a safe, filing cabinet's got nothing in them, so... The safe on the floor is easy locked, which I should be able to do. And there it is. There is a bill of sale, bottle caps, and pre-war money. So, note added, bill of sale. Let's open that and take a gander. We, the representatives of the Consul Officerium, that's probably not how that's pronounced, have this day bargained and purchased from Jeannie Mae Crawford of the Township of Novac the exclusive rights of the ownership and the sale of slave Carla Boone for the sum of 1,000 bottle caps and those of her unborn child for the sum of 500 bottle caps. The receipt whereof, this is hard to read whenever it's scrolling, my god. The receipt whereof is hereby acknowledged. We warrant the slave and her young to be sound, healthy, and slaves for life. We covenant with that said. This is so hard to read. Jeannie Mae Crawford, again, that we have full power to bargain and sell said slave and her offspring. Payment of an additional 500 bottle caps will be due pending successful maturation of the fetus. To claim to which shall be guaranteed by the possession of this document. M. Scribonius Libodrusus et al., administrators of Licinius Crassus Consul Officerium ab Famulatus. That is so hard to read. TLDR, Jeannie Mae Crawford is the person that did it. She authorized the sale. We're going the wrong way. And she sold a pregnant woman into slavery, which, not a good look, Jeannie Mae. Not a good look. So we're going to have a talk, and you're going to have a bad time.
Is everything all right? Awful late to be dropping in unexpected.
There is this absolutely crazy thing. See in front of the dinosaur.
Okay, if that's what you think.
You're gonna be mind blown as to what happens in front of the dinosaur. Go into your inventory. Don't forget this is important. Put on Boone's beret. Jeannie Mae, you know what? Don't mind the wardrobe change. Just, it's a cool night. This beret is much warmer than the hat I had on. Plus, there's no sun out. We don't need that big of a hat. But like I said, you're gonna be mind blown at what's over here whenever you actually decide to get here. Sadly, we could never talk to Victor about it. I don't know if we could ever get Victor to come out in front of the dinosaur. Despite Jeannie Mae actually walking at a faster rate than most characters in this game would walk over to you, she is still taking forever to get here, but luckily Boone is about to go aimbot mode. And like I said, mind-blowing. It's absolutely crazy what's out here. And in case you have no lock-picking skills, you could always loot her body and get the key off of her if you're good at pickpocketing, but... Or vice versa, you could have Boone kill her, get the safe key, and then open the safe, but you wouldn't know that it's Jeannie Mae without opening the safe, so... Assuming you just really didn't like Jeannie Mae, you just got insanely lucky, but... Anyway, let's go talk to Boone.
That's it then. How did you know?
I found the bill of sale.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised. It'd be like them to keep paperwork. Here. This is all I can give. I think our dealings are done here.
What will you do after this?
I don't know. I won't be staying, I know that. Don't see much point in anything right now, except hunting legionaries. Maybe I'll wander. Like you.
Come with me, let's go after the Legion, Boone.
You don't want to do that.
Intelligence 7, I thought snipers worked in teams.
Yeah. Working on your own, you're a lot less effective. I've been there and paid for it. But this isn't gonna end well. Fine. Let's get out of here.
Alright, Boone. Now you're on my team. That is how you get Boone as a companion. Recruit any companion. I got that achievement. It's not popping up for you guys, but it popped up in the bottom right. Now, we're probably going to have to do a bit of a wait job and then do the unmarked quest for the McBrides. And I did quick maths in my head, and I waited the exact amount of time we had to wait to get here before midnight the next day. That is a fun time. We're going to wait behind this rock. We're hidden. I see some wibbles. There's a person there. I need to get a better weapon out because I don't have ammo for the gun I'm carrying for some reason. I have hella ammo for my 5.56 pistol, though, so... What's going on, Boone? You ready to fight? We've been friends for about... In terms of, like, actual real-world time, about 35 seconds. In terms of days in game, less than 1. We're about to do some good for the people in Novac. He's trying to do something. Alright, we're hidden. Let's just see what goes on. He was walking away, and now he's coming back. What are you doing, buddy? Oh, he went back invisible immediately. And Boone got him. Alright. So, we didn't have undeniable proof that he was the one killing the Brahmin, but, I mean... The stars aligned, he was here at midnight, he has stuff ready to kill, and then he was walking towards the Brahmin with the things that kill Brahmin, so... we'll just take everything in his inventory. Note added the screams of Brahmin. If you want to listen to that, you can find another video to listen to it. It's basically an audio recording of him having a fun time, shooting things, and then the Brahmin's dying.
Look
and then,
who's here.
You guys don't sleep ever, apparently, so Dusty, what's up, bro?
Find anything?
No one is going to attack your corral from now on.
Well, I don't know how you've done it, but I do know how I can thank you. Please take this, compliments of Alice and myself. And help yourself to anything in that freezer over yonder. We got more steaks in there than we'd be able to eat in a year.
75 bottle caps is quite a little bit for everything that I just did, all things considered, but I guess the meat would be good if you're running a hardcore mode run. If you want to do the thing for Ranger Andy will send you to the Charlie Ranger Station, then you can come back to him, and then that opens up a side plot that I'm not really interested in, but as far as everything in Novac, aside from doing everything Manny Vargas wants us to do at RepCon, which will be next episode, that is all I have for this episode. So Boone and I are going to say our goodbyes. If you like the video down below, and subscribe if you want to see more of New Vegas or anything else that I have going on my channel. But until next time, boys and girls, a pizza.